ready for two wild guys throwing out spicy ideals on fantasy football. Welcome back to the Dynasty Football Maniacs. Trust at your own risk.
Ready
All
when you are.
right, this is our first episode for the start of the season. I know we're starting a little early, and I know during the season we're going to probably start dropping this around Wednesday or Tuesday. I don't think me and Austin's really kind of got that timeline set yet, but we'll definitely get it out before the games start for the week. And I believe this will probably be our last weekend show we do, unless we just have something special to talk about on the weekend through the football season. We might throw a special out there. So today we're just going to cover like who we think is our top five players that you definitely need to start, and I'm going to tell you my estimate of where they're going to finish at for week one, and a player you might want to stay away from in week one, even though they look a little appetizing. So always remember, it doesn't mean it looks good; it's going to be good. We already seen that at Dallas, so I'm just going to just throw it out like that. I mean, you had something good and then you threw it out the door. Think about it. All right. So, with that being started, I was going to have him as my defensive player, but I said, no, I ain't going to do that to Austin. I like Austin. Uh,
Now,
he'll
you,
probably
you
he'll
can if you
probably
want to. It don't.
he'll probably have a good week, but he ain't going to be like my top starter. I mean, he's kind of flat, kind of like
He'll
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 do.
he'll do good, but I mean, he'll just do like Dallas. He'll play and then be hurt and sit on the sideline for a couple of games and so you know,
All
it's
right.
it's funny how this this tight back all of a sudden became untight all of a sudden whenever we go to a different team.
Yeah.
And it's also funny how we have an old, a damn owner who probably needs to be in a damn retirement home by now.
My curiosity is as many times as Jerry Jones has went through this little race of am I going to pay the guy, and he ends up paying the guys. He's never not paid the guys, and to see a situation where he says, you know what, I'm not going to pay you.
I,
Go
I
here.
feel, I
I think
feel,
something was said that actually someone figured out a way to get underneath the old man's skin, and when they did, he didn't want to play no more. So
I feel like there's some more to this story than what's really letting out to be.
I believe so too. I believe
Because I found it very strange how all of a sudden, you know, we were like, we're gonna do anything we can to get him signed. But then out of nowhere, like Thursday morning, I get this notification that they were talking to teams about trading him. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Something had to be done or something had to be said in order for this to even get to this point. But who knows? At this point, it's done, it's done. So we just got to roll on and see what the future holds.
right, and going from there, we know the first game of the season starts Thursday on 9/4. Kickoff is 7:20. I think that's Eastern time, correct? Yes.
It is.
So they're going to be actually talking about the team we're talking about, Dallas and Philly, kicking it off. But guess what? Micah Parson won't be there. Um,
Well, you know what's good though.
what's
You
that?
know, for fantasy, it was actually good for Micah to not be there because for fantasy, that
Oh,
means so basically the Cowboys are basically just going to be like the Bengals. We're going to have a high-powered offense, but a terrible defense. So that means our offense is going to always be trying to catch up, which means that's just going to be, a lot like more fantasy points for the offensive weapons, just like the Bengals basically.
yeah, I swallowed that round down the wrong pipe. Oh, Jesus, I'm good. Thought I was going to have to do a Heimlich here, but I'm all right. I got someone in the other room. Trust me, if I'd fell out, I'd have started banging on the walls. Uh, so, with that being said, we're going to go into my top five that I think are starters. And I don't know how we're going to be roughing this, but just I'm going to start off with my top five. I
Yeah,
think
yeah, yeah. Go ahead. You start off with yours.
so. I'm going to tell you right now the way I ranked them. is this is what I'm telling you guys. I'm saying these players that I'm gonna name are gonna finish in the top 3 of their positions, if not number 1 for the week. And I'll give you what their current projection is and what their current projection scores are and what I think their projection scores will be. So every player that I talk about right now will be scoring up to 20 points at their position. And that's one, Baker Mayfield probably scored in the high 20s. And I believe he will be the number 1 quarterback this week. His matchup is against Atlanta. Overall power ranking for Atlanta's defense is 25th. I just think if you looked at Baker Mayfield, the way he kicks off, it kicks off great. He's that quarterback that comes out and starts slinging. And I feel like he's going to come out and start slinging. He did it last year. He would have done it other years, but he didn't get the opportunity. This guy was a good quarterback in college when he played for Oklahoma. He was no joke. And he's got the team to play behind now to be a good quarterback. And we're going to see him at the top. He ain't going to falter off. He ain't the Sam Darnold, whatever you want to call him, or other players we talk about that kind of like show out 1 minute and then disappears the next. Baker Mayfield's here. So I believe he's originally projected to finish 6 out of the quarterbacks this week. And they did have him projected to score about 19 points. I believe it'll be in the high 20s. And then my next one I got is a tight end. I'm saying you guys need to play this tight end. He's only projected to finish 5th, which is pretty good for a tight end. And that's T.J. Hockenson. And why I say he's going to be such a good tight end this week is J.J. McCarthy. If you remember when he played at Michigan, if he's not comfortable, he dunks the ball. TJ has that ability to support you in that role. And we've seen that with many, from Kirk Cousins to Sam Arnold, and we'll see it with J.J. McCarthy as long as T.J. Hockenson stays healthy. He's healthy for game 1. It'll be on Monday against Chicago, and I just don't see him not being able to put up higher than what they projected. And they got him projected for 11.17 points in PPR. I honestly think even in PPR, he's going to hit his 20s. I believe he's going to be the heavy one, get the touchdowns, moving it in, and he will finish number 1 in his group, if not top 3. Another one is kind of like a given. It's like it's already there, but a lot of people don't believe it's there. But even the professionals already projected him to finish number 1. I'm going to say he's going to be projected to finish in the top 3 or number 1. But the points they got him projected, I think, is a joke because you look at his previous games. I mean, he's always above that number. So he's projected to be 20. We know Christian McCaffrey is going to be way above 20. He's healthy. He's going against Seattle. Seattle's defense, yes, they're ranked 9th. They're tough. Not a hard defense to go 10, but you're talking Christian McCaffrey. He's going to do his job. He's going to be there. So my next player I got for you is another offensive player. I do have a defensive player, guys, so don't get like, what is he just going to name offensive players? And then Austin's got his list, so he'll probably have some defensive players too. My next one I got on my list, and I'm really heavy on Brian Thompson Jr. He is projected to finish 11th as wide receiver week 1. He's going to get over 15, and I think what's going to happen is Travis Hunter's there now. It's going to help him out on that side. Last year he struggled with help of distraction, but he's still going to he's still going to be wide receiver 1 at the end of the day. Brian Thomas Jr. is way better, and his yards were better. I mean, just a way better wide receiver. He's going to do it. They're playing against Carolina. I don't see Carolina's defense really stopping this guy. He's going to put up them numbers. If he doesn't finish in the top 3, he'll at least be number 1, or he'll finish in the top 3. So I just think he's that high hitter. And then my next one I got on my list is Aiden Hutchinson from Detroit. DL. He's healthy this season. He's coming back. I think he's going to come out and have that bang-out season he had a year ago. Well, I don't think it was last year, year before. He's going to hit way over his projected points. He's right now projected to finish 10th. I think he's going to probably finish in the top 3 for DLs, if not top 3 for all defense. And could possibly be number 1 for DLs for week 1. Now, the other one is kind of like a sleeper. He's not really supposed to be up there, but I'm telling you guys, don't sleep on him. He showed himself in preseason. I seen him during his whole college years. I'm telling you guys, this guy is no joke. And you guys might disagree or agree, but at the end of the day, he's going to prove it on the field. And I believe they're going to give him the opportunity to prove it on the field. And if you're in a bonus league for punt returns, oh my God, this guy's going to blow it out the water. He's going to be that guy you don't want to touch. Because not only that he's a running back, he could possibly be punt returning. And we already seen what he could do on that. And if he ain't figured it out yet, let me name him off. Trevion Henderson, running back for New England. He's only projected to finish 19 just as a running back. I'm telling you, yeah, even with Ramon Stevenson, he's going to finish way higher than 19. He's going to have way higher than 13 points. So I believe he's going to be pretty good for New England. Was you going to say something?
No. Yeah, I don't appreciate you taking my running back.
Well, you should just agree and be happy that I said him.
Well, I'm not disagreeing with that, but at the same time, I was really excited. I had this whole thing I was gonna talk about and everything, but
you should have knew. You should have knew I had love for this guy.
Well, I don't have him as a sleeper though. I have him as a bona fide start.
Oh, I do too. I have him as a bona fide start. I'm saying they have it wrong. They have him projected so low as a running back. I just don't see him scoring that low.
That's just because they're,
conservative.
They're conservative. They're afraid. They're not bullish.
And they're going against Las Vegas. I mean, I can see like if you're like going against a higher rated defense.
Right. That's all right. I got plenty of pivots to go to, so I'll let you have this one.
No, it's fine if we have the same one.
No, no, it's okay. It's okay. I got others anyways that I'd like to talk about. I have a lot of these players I'd like to talk about. I don't want to. It's cool that we do have the same running back on the list. I do like that, but I'm gonna give you some names that are different. That way, our listeners can really have a list to go by if they have them on the team or if they have questions or even if you're doing one of your drafts. I mean, this is not just for week one. For a lot of go ahead.
Let me tell you something. And this one here on the other side decided to let it auto draft. But if he wasn't aware, and he probably was aware after he logged in and seen he got Ashton Jetney, and he was pick 2. He's like, why did I get Ashton Jetney at pick 2? Because this guy right here is crazy, wild out there. I went ahead and picked Trevion Henderson as my pick 1. And everybody goes, what? In a dynasty? Why? And I was like, this is the reason why. I'm pick 1. I don't get to pick until like 8 for another team that I own. And then the next pick is like way down the line. And that was my guy. That was my guy. I'm sorry. I have more high hopes on him than I do Ashton Jetney. I'm not saying Ashton Jetney ain't good. Oh, he's way good. I've been happy with him. I actually drafted him in my redraft league. But guess what? In my redraft league, I got Ashton Jetney and Trevion Henderson. I know that's crazy. How did you pull that one off? Well, that's because no one cared about Trevion Henderson. And I knew it. And I picked up Ashton Jetney in the first round. And I was able shortly after that to get him Trevion Henderson in the second round. Maybe that was a little like I think someone said that was too spicy, too early. I don't think it was. I think it was perfect timing. And I think getting your 2 top running backs and you're picking 8 in the lineup and it's a snake draft, I think that's perfectly fine because even though it's a quarterback flex, no one started picking quarterbacks until 3rd round. So everybody's picking heavy tight ends. Heavy running backs and wide receivers. And here I go and get Ashton Jetney and Henderson at pick 8 for Ashton Jetney. And then it was 4 more picks later. It was my turn again. And I picked up Trevion Henderson. I thought that was a pretty pickup. Don't you think?
Yeah, I would have done it.
Oh, it made sense. And guess who
Trevion Henderson's ADP is then skyrocketed anyway. So I think it's a good value right there, especially if you're doing Dynasty or something.
Yeah. And another guy I got on this list is Brian Thomas Jr. I feel like I robbed the whole team. I feel like I won the league again. I won last year. I'm gonna win this year. Uh, it's one of the many leagues that I do win in, right, Austin?
It's probably the ones that I'm not in. So yes,
Yeah. Well, we're going to make that change this year.
I can't wait. All right,
Mm.
so
Now, I got to give you
that
my worst player.
so you want to do your worst next? Because
Yes.
okay,
Because
well then
see,
I'll
I
let
want to
you.
say it so this way, if he's on your list, you can go ahead and take him off on your list. I'm going to tell
Okay,
you
well
guys, this
go
guy's
ahead.
projected to finish third as a running back. And yes, he is dealing with injuries off and on throughout the whole preseason. And I think we're going to see it going into the season. And I think we're going to see it on week one. That's why I'm saying this week here, I'm telling you, be cautious of putting A Chain on your starting bench. I just don't feel like it's a good situation. I watched him in pregame. I know he's still dealing with the injuries, and that's the only reason I'm saying, hey guys, you might want to stay away from this one. So if you have a decent running back that you know is healthy, I don't think this is his game. I honestly believe he will finish below what they're projected, which is 20 points. And I believe he'll have a minimum of just above 10 in PPR. And that's just because Chain is a tough player. He's going to play what he can play. But that's the problem. He plays like a lot of them do that. Even Aiden Hutchinson, that's another one that kind of like goes out and just literally takes his body down. Christian McCaffrey, another one. TJ Hawkinson, another one. These guys will play through injuries, and all of them players up above has played through injuries. I'm just naming a few. Actually, everyone on my list has played through an injury at one time or another and done well. Even Baker Mayfield was in the playoffs with the Cleveland Browns, and his shoulder was almost dislocated. Not his throwing arm, thank God, but he had his other arm, but it was not a good situation. And then he was that whole situation in Cleveland back then. A lot of people forgot. He did take the Browns to the playoffs. The Browns just couldn't get him to behave and couldn't understand him, and he didn't understand them. But Baker Mayfield was always that immature guy that had to develop, and he's finally developed. I think he realized that, hey, I got to behave a little bit. Uh, it's good for him. But that's just my opinion, and that's how I look at the statistics and the stats, and I just think he's a risk this week. Week one, Davion Achane, Miami, I would stay away from him. Indiana has a pretty tough rush defense, and they're going to be on him like you wouldn't believe it. And when them boys hit you, you're going to know it. So I'm just saying it's probably a dangerous starter this week. Now I'm going to give it to my buddy over there, Austin, and let him. I want to see what his five guys are. I'm so excited to find out who he has and who his person is that he has not to like really play.
All right, so I do like some a lot of your actually like most of your picks because they correlate with some of my players that I got. And obviously, I like the Travion Henderson one because I got him as a start. But where I'm gonna let you have him because I am going to swing. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna start off the offense, and I'm actually gonna go with Baker's. I'm gonna say Baker's best friend, even if they do have a Buka there. I'm gonna go with Kate Otten. Like you said before with Baker Mayfield, it's a definitely a good matchup, especially for tight ends. The Falcons are well known, especially last year, for giving up the tight ends, and from what I saw, I expect them to do the same this year because of what they are doing. But I think Kate Otten is going to be a good start. Um, you're going to feed them the ball. I know you got Mike Evans. I know you got Chris Godwin's kind of, I don't know if he's going to start because of his injury problem he's been having the last, during training camp, really. I mean, he's still recovering. So, Falcons are going to blitz probably a little bit more since they got the two first round picks in this past draft. So, I would definitely, if you need, if you're if you have him, definitely start him. Or if for some reason if he ain't been drafted, definitely pick him up. If you ain't got him this week. That's just to add to the tight ends that for the selection that you threw out. It's just to help people out with that. So my next guy, I am going to go with. I'm going to go with Lad McConkey.
Oh, I like that. I like that pick.
Yes, I know they picked up Keenan Allen, but let's just see how much he's got left in the tank. They got Lad slotted in the slot wide receiver, which is where he needs to be because he is a PPR machine. And when you're in the slot, that's basically what you are, a PPR machine. So, and they're going up against Kansas City, and he has a very he has a higher he has higher upside this week than he does a bust because being in the slot and depending on who matches up with him, he's still going to be able to get open. And I know they got a Mario Hampton, and yes, their main idea is to run with the ball, but this is Kansas City. So I really see the Chargers they're going to have to kind of just air it out because Kansas City is not just going to, just let you just run the ball, run the ball, run the ball, and not expect their offense to go down the field and score. So I think with the Chargers going to have to be hot and heavy with Kansas City, I think Ladd would be an excellent start uh, this week.
And just to kind of touch on that point, I really agree with you because really when they're bringing in Keenan Allen, they're not bringing him in as the wide receiver one again. Okay, Keenan Allen's done past that point. Keenan Allen is still a good wide receiver that you have to pay attention to. You look at how they used him at the Bears. I believe that's how the Chargers are going to use him. They need a guy like that with Ladd McConkey. That was the issue last year. Last year you just had Ladd McConkey. There was nothing else there. Quinton Johnson and the other guys, they weren't doing anything. It was him and the tight end. And Will Disley was trying to do his best, but he was struggling. But now you're putting out a Trey Harris and Keenan Allen. This is going to help out Ladd McConkey. You would say, well, why would two good wide receivers help out a wide receiver? Usually you always have a wide receiver one, and he benefits when he has other people good on the other side of him. And I could just see him just excelling way past the numbers he did last year. So I totally agree, especially up against the off defense they're going to be going against at Kansas. Not that Kansas is a bad team; they're not by any means, but I can see him airing the ball out. So it'll be interesting. I'm gonna have to get on that page with you.
All right. So the third guy, we're going to switch it over to the defense. So the third guy I picked that you should definitely start. I think you should definitely start it, especially if you need a DL. I'm surprised. I would be surprised if nobody has drafted this guy, but Jared first. I think I
Oh,
think they should start Jared first because they're going up against Houston, and right now, by the rankings that I see for PFF, the Texans have the worst offensive line in the NFL because they basically just gutted the offensive line during the offseason, got rid of Laramie Tunsil and Shaq Mason. So, and then they added, I know they added a couple pieces, but to be honest with you, I don't it's very shaky right now. It's a very shaky situation. I think Jared Verse is going to have a field day with his offensive line because Jared Verse was already it took him a little bit, but he started catching up speed and he started to get under he started to get his feet in for the NFL. So he actually ended the season pretty good, and to I expect him to actually do better this year. And he's got a very great opportunity to start his campaign off this year against Houston's offensive line.
Well, you're kind of rough on that Houston offensive line, ain't you?
I mean, can you blame me?
Well, we got to test it out first. We got to see if
I
what he.
mean, that's fine. We'll test it out, but we're gonna let this Rams D line test it out, and it's not a good right now. It's not a good matchup. It's not a good matchup. But I'm gonna get to my so let me get to my fourth pick. You're gonna love this one.
All right.
My fourth guy that I think you should definitely start, and he's a linebacker. You should definitely start Zach Bond.
Oh my God! See, I wanted to put him out there, but I didn't. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't. I should have, but
Well, this is why you should. I mean, look at the emergency he came out as last year. I
yes.
mean, the guy, the guy was just explosive. I mean, he really he really surprised me, to be honest with you. But you're going up against Dallas, and it's already a bad matchup for Dallas, to be honest with you. I know we got the offense and stuff, but once again, our offensive line is also kind of a. I'm not gonna say it's in a bad situation, but you got some good proven guys. But I mean, we're in the middle of the pack right now. We are technically ranked 23rd right now from what PFF is showing. So that's not like the worst, but at the same time, it could be better. Um, it's got our the Dolphins is definitely going to be tested. I mean, the defense for the Eagles are right now, until proven otherwise, they're pretty loaded. Zach Bond, he is going to, he'll be out in coverage too, but they're going to send him. They're going to send him after Dak. They're going to use him in different packages and send him out in Dak in different areas. They're going to let him cover too. So, you know, honestly, you definitely need to start Zach due to the fact that we're going to have to be throwing the ball 90% of the time due to the fact that we don't have no run game really from what I am seeing. And this is all on picture. We won't know all of this stuff until we actually start the pads and the helmets start colliding with each other. This is just our projections and stuff. But what I am seeing, we have no run game, or we don't have a defense really, and we're basically just going to be like the Cincinnati Bengals and just we're going to have to constantly throw the ball in order to stay in the game. And that's just going to let Zach Bond just basically gather all them points up as we continue to throw the ball. So he's to me he's definitely a good start.
I agree too. And he's projected to score 16.25 points, but he'll probably be way over that. And let me tell you guys something about him that's interesting. He was a backup at the New Orleans Saints for 4 years. 4 years. From 20 to 23, come out of Wisconsin. He got put there, really didn't do anything, didn't get a shot. First game with Philly. First game with Philly in 2024 against Green Bay. He was only projected to score 4.56 points in fantasy. PPR, mind you. Not with all the bonuses that we have in a lot of our leagues. Without the bonuses in the leagues, this guy here put up 42 points, way higher than most of the quarterbacks. He blew it out. He played 67 snaps, had 15 tackles, 2 sacks. He was tearing the ground up. And now he's going to go against Dallas this week, and I'm not knocking Dallas. There's a day and time that Dallas had the team, but this I just don't think they're up to par and ready for that. I really don't. And if he comes out banging like he did last year, I expect him to put up the same kind of numbers nearly. So it'll be definitely a good watch.
All right, so now we're gonna go to my fifth start, and I think you can agree with this one too. It's It's a safety, and it's going to be Buda Baker. They are
See,
playing.
yeah.
They are playing with New Orleans. I mean, this guy is a machine. Last year, he was a machine last year. I mean, he was just everywhere.
This is going to
Um,
be Spencer Rattler's nightmare because this is
and
the guy you don't want to go up against on your first game in the
that
NFL.
that is another reason why I went with Buda is because regardless if it's Tyler Shaw or Spencer Rattler, you're going up against Buda Baker. I don't give a dang if he's 29 years old. The guy can still flat out play.
He can outrun most of the wide receivers, and he's
He can.
contested catches.
He
It's hard to
had.
take it away,
He had a. He had 164 tackles last year.
including 2 sacks.
Yeah, and of course, forced fumble, but that
Yeah,
is insane. He was everywhere. He was flying everywhere, and with him flying everywhere, and them drafting a first round, either first round or second round corner, but either way, they upgraded their defense. This just gives Buddha a better chance to pick. They have an interception against Spencer Rattler because once again, the offensive line is not that great for New Orleans either. So if he's going to be pressured. Um, he's going to be pressured, and of course, they say, well, he can just dink it and dunk it to Alvin Kamara. Well, that's fine because Buda Baker can just go chase Alvin Kamara
yeah,
because he's everywhere. He just flies everywhere. So he had a lot of points last year for his 164 tackles with his 2 sacks. I think this is just an outstanding week for anybody, especially if you need to start him. Definitely start him. If you're questioning somebody else, don't and start him. Definitely start him. And I will give you one sleeper just like you did.
who's okay? Okay, yeah, you got 5 players here. Ooh, I was about to say, did I miscount? I had it scrolled down, so I was
no,
writing them down as you're talking about it. I
I
was like,
no, as far as I know, I've got him, but I'm gonna give you one.
all right,
And this is a really heavy sleeper. So whenever I name this name, you're gonna be like, "Are you kidding me?
all right,
What?
give it to me.
What are you talking about?" But my sleeper is gonna be Russell the Love Muscle.
Oh, I
And
like it already.
it's gonna be Russell Wilson.
Well, since you said Russell the Love Muscle, I typed that in. It didn't come up with nothing. I got to type in Russell Wilson.
Now I know you're thinking I'm crazy,
Oh no,
but
not at all.
just the reason why, and this is for people also who desperately might need a quarterback, or if your starting situation's iffy or whatever, at least for this week. And then you're like, well, it's the Commanders. I'll be honest with you, they didn't really show me anything to show that their defense got any better. I
Yeah, I
mean,
mean their offense was banging, but their defense was not that.
and honestly, everything that I've seen so far does not tell me that it's going to be any different. I mean, they practically. I mean, let's. So they practically. Yeah, that's what I thought. So they drafted Trey and Moss, and other than that, I mean, who else did they add? I
Well, so let
mean,
me let me let me make it simpler terms to you guys. I totally agree with what Austin's saying because their power ranking for defense is only 26. There's 32 teams, guys. 26. Okay. What makes them a good team then? Why did they do so well? Well, their offense is number fourth. Okay,
it's the
so
offense.
if you could fix that defense, Washington Commanders should be like the Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City and the Eagles every year. Washington is hanging on with a limb. If their defense comes mediocre and their offense still showing out, they're going to win the game. If their defense comes in slacking too bad, then we're going to see what we've seen last year. They're going to lose the game due to the defense, not because of the offense. And I hate to say it, but yeah, they definitely going into this. They didn't do it this year. My God, they didn't do it this year. But going into next year, they need to look at how are we going to fix our defense? What are we going to do about our defense? Because we've already started putting the pieces in for our offense. We definitely need to kind of. I think they've actually improved their offense even better than what it was last year, but still only ranked fourth. But I still think they got a lot.
And
I'd have to agree with you. They got a lot of work on that defense.
and the only reason why they're, like you said, the only reason why they're fourth is because that defense sucks. So of course you're gonna have the top five offense whenever you're just trying to play catch up.
Yep, and
So I
that's
mean, they were basically slinging it the whole time, and not to mention with Russell Wilson, you have Malik Neighbors on that side. I mean,
so.
they're gonna hyper target him, and then not to mention, I really do think you might think differently, but not only do they have Malik Neighbors, but I really do think Theo Johnson is going to be a little bit. That's going to make a bigger uh, difference in this offense because with Malik, you got Malik Neighbors. Other than that, who else are you really throwing it to? Darius Slayton, Wandale Robinson.
Jalen
I
Hyatt didn't come
mean,
out and do anything either.
that's what I'm saying. So I really do think that Theo Johnson is going to have a bigger role in this offense than what people are actually giving him credit for.
And
So
everybody,
yeah, but yeah, so that is my sleeper to just throw out there. And did you have how many? Did you just do one sit, right?
yeah, I only did one set.
All right.
But if you
Okay,
got
so
two,
I
you
will.
can go ahead and throw out two. I'm good with that.
Nah, you did one, so I'm gonna do one. We gonna match energies.
Uh,
So, um, so I know everybody's seen this, and everybody thinks he's going to have a bigger role due to the fact that Michael Parsons left, and but for this week, since they're going up against the Eagles, I'd say no, don't even try it because they have the right now they're ranked the number one offensive line in the NFL, but I would definitely sit Donovan Ruku or rookie defensive end. I know he's been bolstered up due to the fact that Micah's left, but he will be starting. But he's going up against the number one offensive line from what is PFF is showing. So um, I would definitely avoid him. I know there's probably going to be a lot of hype for him since we got him in the draft. And they're saying, "Oh, that's more opportunity for him." But at least for this week, I wouldn't even. I would just calm down a little bit and just wait until after this week.
is that the player on Dallas?
Yep.
DL or trying to find him?
I'm gonna see what they got him listed at as well. From what I saw, one side it's got him as a DL. Yeah, on
Sleeper, they have him as a DL.
well, I know on our lads they got him on
Well, why didn't I
as
think
a
about looking?
DL. Let me see, Donovan.
I got him now. Hold on, I know where to look. I just want to write them down.
Yeah, they got him as a DL on sleeper.
Dallas, there you are, buddy. My computer's slow. Sorry. Dallas, 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 Dallas. You're talking about Wilson. Free safety. Devion Wilson.
No.
Oh, no.
Mm-mm.
Okay, well, I put words in. Oh, you're talking about Flowers. Dante
No.
Jr. No?
No. Okay, go to, are you on sleeper right now?
No, I'm on our lads.
Okay. So on our lads,
Oh, you're
go to
talking about Ezekiel Donovan. Yeah.
Ezeruko or some crap like that. But yeah,
Yep. Know who you are.
yeah, yeah. They're definitely gonna give him some playing time. I know he's listed second string, but from what I read up, they're gonna be using him a lot. So
Well, you got to
I
fill
just
in that gap from Micah Parson. They didn't get a stud from Green Bay.
I just wanna I just wanna yeah. That's the reason why I brought him up because I know since he's a rookie and stuff, people are gonna be like, "Oh, he's gonna be the guy" or whatever. So I just wanted to. I thought it was interesting to bring him up.
It's interesting that they actually got him projected to score points.
That's what I'm saying. They're gonna be using him pretty good bit.
He's only projected for 7, but still, that could change. But yeah, if you're saying it's not start him, I wouldn't start him. I kind of agree with you because right now that whole front end is going to change a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So all I got to say to everybody is I am so excited. Football season is here. We've been getting doused with the little college games going through the weekend, or they call week 0. And it looks like Auburn finally pulled away from
They're
Baylor.
winning
One,
31-17.
oh, it's 31-23 is what I'm showing on my box score.
Oh, I got it actually on my TV.
Well, then why is my box score saying 23 points for Baylor?
I guess my TV's slow then. I guess.
31-23. Okay. Uh, yeah, they just had a passing touchdown.
Okay, it literally just happened on my TV.
Wow, my computer's quicker than your TV. But I'm sitting here.
I guess so.
I'm watching ESPN live too, so it's like,
Oh,
oh,
I'm on Fox, so that has probably a
well,
lot to do with it.
I don't have a TV in front of me, so I have a computer here, 2 screens here, and a screen over there. And the screen in the middle right now has all the college games going on. And right now I had selected a SEC to see what all the SEC teams have played, because I already reviewed the Big Tens. And they had 2 games so far, which was Missouri, which they handled their game 61-6. They played Central Arkansas.
Hmm.
The big game is tomorrow, guys. Whew, what a game, what a matchup. I don't even want to talk about it. I'm sweating bullets over here. Ohio State against Texas. Go Bucks. It's going to be a great game. It starts early in the afternoon. I wish you were playing it at night time because I'd like to sit back and have a few extra beers. Well, who says I can't have a beer in the afternoon, right?
Yeah,
Another
that's fine.
exciting game that I want to talk about that a lot of people won't talk about is the University of Toledo going against Kentucky. I can't tell you how many times I beat Kentucky on the college 25 and the 26 game with the University of Toledo. Now, if that outcome happens in real life, thumbs up, because I'm going to tell you it doesn't happen like that, because Stanford lost to Hawaii. And when I used Stanford against Hawaii, I literally bashed Hawaii. I was like 56-10, and it was on Heisman. I'm like, huh.
Wow.
But uh, another good matchup, and hands down, Alabama's going to win their game against Florida State. I don't see Florida State doing good. And if Georgia loses to Marshall, who knows what the world's going to come to end tomorrow. Uh, Florida against Long Island University. I'm sure they're going to drink a lot and enjoy that game. Vanderbilt's going to definitely win their game. If not, they're going to probably go 10-0 this year. Clemson. Ooh, I didn't see that matchup late night. ABC, Clemson and LSU. Can Brian Kelly win a game? Uh, we know Dabo can.
I don't think
Brian Kelly win.
I don't think the question is if he can win a game. I think the bigger question is
He can win a
he
big
can
game.
actually if he can actually that and if he can actually get LSU to the dang playoffs.
Yeah. I had a conversation with a big SEC fan the other day, and they said that they believe the best coach. Now they're not a fan of Ole Miss, but they actually picked Lane Kiffin as the best coach currently in the SEC. I kind of struggle with that because I always still picture Kirby as the best. But then when I think about it, I mean, look at where Kirby's at. Look at where Lane Kiffin's at. School ratings are totally different. Recruiting for each for what Lane Kiffin gets, he does a pretty good job. He really does.
Oh, mm.
I mean, I know that's a hard pill to swallow.
I ain't swallowing it because I don't think it's true.
Yeah, Kirby's good. Kirby's good. I mean, and I don't have my hopes on Sarkisian. I'm sorry. I just don't think he's that great of a coach.
I guess you'll find out tomorrow, won't you?
Well, we've already played against them one time and won. So whatever the outcome is tomorrow, I'm still satisfied with it. The football season for college has changed dramatically.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's still going to be hard for a team to go undefeated. And I don't want my team to lose. I want my team to win.
Yes, but you don't need to lose to Texas because if you remember, you still have to play Michigan.
Oh, come on. We're over that Michigan hump this year. I'm telling you right now, we got Michigan wrapped up in a bed sheet.
You said that last year too.
No, I didn't say a bed sheet last year. I told you I had them wrapped up in something else. This year I'm putting them in a bed sheet. That just tells you where we're going to put them.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
gotcha.
But I'm not ready to name who I project is going to go finish. I guess we'll do that another time. We definitely need to write that down. I think right now I just wanted to kind of get out who we think should, like, week one. This is how we're going to do the whole format, whole season for you guys. I think we finally figure out what our niche is. And I think this is probably our niche more so than trying to do some of the other stuff we do. But me and Austin's new at this. We've been experimenting, like covering different topics, everything we enjoy to cover. Like he liked something more than me. There was a time I hated the draft part, and he got me interested in it. So, and there's things that he hated, that like the projection of the college football players. I see him now kind of getting in a little bit more involved in that. It took a little bit of us kind of going both ways, but what we want to do is help you guys get a good fantasy team playing, give you good advice so you could use that to put on your team and win. I mean, me and Austin's both won championships. We hope the information we give you will help you. If you guys like the content, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. And what do you always say, Austin?
Make sure you share because sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring. That's right. So before we leave, I'm going to just name the players off real quick so you guys remember, for the ones that tuned in late. I named off the best players to start: Baker Mayfield, TJ Hawkinson, Christian McCaffrey, Brian Thomas Jr., and Aiden Hutchinson, defensive. And my sleeper was Trevion Henderson, and I said don't play Devon Achane for week one. Kind of try to find something alternate. Austin named off Cade Alton, tight end, Lad McConkey, wide receiver, Jarrett Verse, defensive player, Zach Bond, Philly, and Bubba Baker, Arizona, which is also a defensive player. Gives you guys a little bit of defense. And his sleeper was Russell Wilson, which actually I kind of like as a sleeper because they're going against Washington, which is not a very good defense. So he could actually come out there, especially Malik Neighbors healthy. It could be a good game for him. And he said don't play the Dallas defensive guy, Ezekiel Devion Ezekiel. He's supposed to be filling in a little bit more with the big trade that Dallas did. Jerry Jones says, I'm not going to play your game. You're out my door. I'm not paying you no money. I'm getting 2 first-round picks, and I'm moving on from you. First time I've ever seen him do that in his career, so whatever went sideways with that, went sideways, and it's done. Maybe Dallas will make a turn now. They get 2 first-round picks next year. I mean, and plus their own first round. So surely a God they could pull some magic out of that. Hopefully he picks some running backs and some great players, and they just build that team up. Or he retires and someone else comes in and picks for you guys and makes you a better team.
I'll do it, damn it.
That's what I'm saying. You'd do a lot better than he would. We're sending you a resume, Jerry. I'm his assistant.
I want to be GM. I'm going to hire Ralph as my assistant GM, and we're going to turn this shit around.
I guarantee you, within a year, you can pay us less than what you pay your current general manager, and we will take you to a national championship. We won't just be your motivators. We will be your motivation.
Damn straight.
Fly, Eagles, fly. But yeah, I got to go with Dallas if they're paying me. I'm sorry, guys.
Hey, money talks.
That's right.